Good afternoon, you're very welcome. Let me just get myself a little bit comfortable now. I'm delighted that you've joined me, my little video chat here on my terrace. You might see a reflection, a reflection in my glasses of some washing. The woman who looks after the house has decided to hang out the washing, and then she's gone off for the day. So I don't know if you can see me underpants and other bits and pieces hanging there on the whatever you call that. Anyway, you're very welcome. Now, I'm going to... I told a joke the other day about a baptism. Could you see Jesus? And I thought I'd never do that again, but I did get some very good feedback, so I'll try another joke with you. Shall I do that? So, this is a story about heaven. About heaven. And as you know, and you possibly know, Jesus does his rounds every day. He's on his bike, and he has a big flowing gown and his bicycle clips, and he's riding away on his bicycle. Just checking everybody. Hello, Jesus. Hello, how are you? And, heaven is just full of love and happiness and joy. And as he's riding down this road, he sees sitting on the curb, on the pavement curb, a man, an elderly man, crying his eyes out, which is unusual in heaven. So Jesus pulls up the bicycle, gets off the bicycle, and goes over to the old man. He said, "Old man, what's wrong with you? Are you okay?" He said, "No." "Oh, well, what's wrong? Say me I can help you." "Well, I've been here now nearly 48 hours, and I can't find my son, who's been coming. I've been here many a year." "Oh, well, now, don't worry, old man. I can find him for you. Can you describe him to me in any way? Is there anything, any marks, any hair colour, anything that you can describe him?" "Well, he has a hole here, and he has a hole here, and he's got a hole in his feet." Jesus stopped. He bent down. He lifted the man slowly up. Tears are running down Jesus' cheek. And he says, "Father?" The old man says, "Pinocchio." All right. Okay, should we get on to Pinocchio? Okay. I thought it was funny at the time, mind you. Mightn't be so funny on broadcast. Anyway, today I'm going to tell my story about the beach concert, how I brought 60s music to the beach. But I wasn't the original. Let me tell you the story. Once upon a time. It was very, very, very early on my residency here on the Costa del Sol. So it must have been in the mid-80s, when we heard of a very good Sunday beach concert. Now, we were young. We heard a very good band. So we took about, the name of the beach was called Mel's Beach. I think it was just off San Pedro on the beach. Well, of course it would be on the beach. And we went there. Well, it was packed. Mel Williams was a star and his band were amazing. And then some celebrity from the 60s were there having lunch, and they'd get up and join the jam sec. And I just sat there with Wendy, watching this with my mouth open. I said to Wendy, "That's my next best thing. That's it, my next big thing. Not best thing, big thing. That is it. I'm going to do this." But she said, "The reason these are packed here is obviously Mel Williams is very well known. And listen to him, he's amazing. I have to find another Mel Williams then." She said, "Good luck to you." So let's move forward a good bit now. I can't, because I can't get the exact dates of any of this. I was in Puerto Banús one evening with a friend, and he said, "Come on, let's go to the 60s bar." The what? The 60s bar. What the hell's the 60s bar? So he said, "Come on, you'll love it." So we went, it was like upstairs, up a few stairs, and there was the 60s bar. And there's amazing music coming out of it, 60s music. In fact, I recognized the music. I couldn't remember the name of the band, but the music was The Legends of Xanadu. And as we approached, I realized that this wasn't a record I was listening to, but it was the band. Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch. Dave D had left the band already, and I just shuffled my way to the front of the stage. It was amazing. Their close harmonies were sensational. The sound, the live sound, the charisma. Beaky was hilarious. The whole thing was jam-packed, bam, 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 and that's it. I want them. They're the people I will take to the beach. So then I arranged it somehow, I can't remember how. I arranged to meet Beaky. I'm looking down because I want to remember these things. I arranged to meet Beaky, and we met up for coffee in Portobello. He's a fabulous guy. And I said, Beaky, how would you like to do a live session on a beach on a Sunday? And he said, that sounds like a great idea. He said, could you manage it for us? I said, well, of course I can. That was pretty new in Marbella. I hadn't been on radio yet or anything. Or had I? I had. No, I was on radio. Definitely I was on radio. Yeah. Anyway, I couldn't get the timing right here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't take away from the story. I said, of course I can. So I shook hands with him and off I went. I didn't meet the rest of the band, just Beaky. And now what I had to find was quite essential. I had to find a beach. And there was a beach not far from where I lived. And I went there on a Sunday because what was important, although it was the part of the season was July, I think it was important that the beach isn't too busy. So I approached the owner, his name was Mike. And I remember he had a very successful restaurant in the old town of Marbella. So at least he knows what he's doing with his food. Really great guy. So we sat down, I chatted and said, how would you like, because everyone knew of Mel's Beach, everyone, it was so well known, how would you like me to reproduce a Mel's Beach here for you on this beach? He said, that sounds like a great idea. So now I had a beach. So then I took myself off to meet up with Beaky, but Beaky wanted to meet the rest of the band as well, so I met them all. They were a great guy. Maybe Titch was a little reserved, from what I remember. Dozy was Dozy. Mick was a great guy, the drummer. So we had a great talk. They left it up to me. So the deal was done. We were on a percentage of the turnover, and we arranged and shook hands on the first date. Now, I don't remember exactly what the first date one was. It was in the summer, obviously on the beach. So the next thing I had to do was, how can I tell everyone this? So you might be shocked to hear that I've got quite a big mouth. So I started shouting, yeah, I was on radio, all right, because I could use the radio to publicise it. So I was on the Thero radio at the time. And I was thinking to myself, so obviously it was some time on, because from Mandy Smith to Dame Shirley Bassey to Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch, quite a different few acts, I would think. Not to worry. Date was set. So I start getting on it. You'll see here the posters that I used to plaster Marbella. The poster's a bit wrinkled. It's a long time ago. Actually, you'll probably see the date on the poster. But anyway, it was certainly in the 90s, that's for sure, early 90s. So you'll see a photograph of the poster. Excuse, it's very wrinkled. But I plastered. I got a very well-known sort of cartoonist guy called Rob Top, a brilliant artist, to design the poster for me. So the first Sunday came, and I arranged to meet the boys on the beach 2 hours before the concert. No sign of them. 1 hour, no sign of them. And the first few people who had booked out. First few people had booked tables started to arrive. There was no mobile phones. So I thought I'd better go down and see if everything is okay. So I flew down to Portabanus where they had an apartment, all 5 of them. Oh, sorry, 4. Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch, 4 of them. Flew down to their apartment and knocking at the door frantically. And eventually, a very sleepy Beaky opened the door in his underpants. He said, "What?" I said, "Beaky, you're on stage in less than an hour." "Oh, Jesus, Morris, we didn't get to bed till 5 o'clock. Could we do it next week?" I said, Beaky, people are coming to see you. Come on. I went into the other rooms, shaking the guys. "Come on, Dozy, get out of there." Eventually, I dragged them all out of bed. Now, I was probably 10 minutes away from the venue where they were staying in Portabanus. I'd luckily set up another band who could start and give me a bit of leeway with Adam, the incredible character, Adam Baker. Incredible character. He's the son of the late, great actor, Sir Stanley Baker. But Adam was a real, it's hard to describe, but his band was amazing. So at least they were now ready to start the concert at the time. I think was scheduled for 5 o'clock was start time, was it? 5 o'clock, something like that. Anyway, I had a minibus. I piled the boys in there. They were still asleep. Piled them into the minibus. Luckily, all the equipment was set up. They took the guitars with them. And as we arrived, the beach, I remember, was off the main road. So you sort of come down a hill to the beach. And you could see the cars. Hundreds of them. Hundreds of cars. And that was it. The place was jammed. Not just all the tables. There must have been 100 tables or more. But also the bar and people on the beach. Some people swimming. People drinking. We were shocked. The band certainly woke up very quickly. And anyway, Adam gave the nod and Adam started the music and people started the dance. I tell you who was there. Do you remember Crossroads? Benny. Benny from Crossroads was there. Crossroads had well finished, I think, at that time, but he was there. And anyway, it was just a great crowd, and they were dancing already to Adam Baker's band. It was a great name, the band. I can't even remember it. But the stars of the day were definitely Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch, and they got up on the stage and they were doing Ben. I remember when I was a kid, I saw Dozy, Beaky, Dave D, Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch on stage in the Adelphi Cinema in Dublin, where I saw the Beatles live as well. And I remember exactly, the curtains were closed and a hand came through the curtain and they went, bend it, just, and people were all screaming, the girls, and the curtain slowly went back and there were the band. I remember that to this day. And here I had that band on the beach. They were a phenomena. And every Sunday was a huge success. But eventually, as the winter was coming, the season was finishing, the boys were exhausted because they were in Portabanus every night playing till 3, 4 in the morning. And here was me kicking them out of bed to get on the stage for a couple of hours in the heat of the day. So, but it ran its course, that's for sure. And it led me into other things, television, all other things. But it was a phenomenal Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch on the beach. Let me just see if did I miss anything here. I don't think so. But it was amazing. They were tired. They got very tired at the end. Now, I'm going to leave you with a little mind reading. I've written this down. I've got a mind read, okay. Now, I want you, don't shout now if you know the answer. Oh, of course you can't, you're over there. Think of a number between 1 and 10. I'm going to give you time to do this. Are you thinking? A number between 1 and 10. Have you got that? That's good. Now double it. You got it? Got your number, now double it. And add 6. Have you got it? Just let me quickly do that. You've got a number between 1 and 10. You've doubled it. You've added 6. Now half it, whatever the number is. Are you there? Oh, you're going to love this. Mind reading. Now take away the original number you first thought of. And your answer is? Mind reading. 3. Brilliant, aren't I? Well, I hope you enjoyed today's chat and you'll join me soon. Well, day or evening, whenever you watch it. Very soon. Good afternoon.